Thank God it's Friday. And welcome once again to CROSSFIRE. This is Channel 196 on Star Times. My name is Dapo Banjo. This is CROSSFIRE. And as usual, we bring you very interesting stories and we do analysis and help you really get educated and get informed about what is going on in our society. And we're going to be doing the same thing this morning. I have a lot of wonderful people in the studio and we'll be doing the show together this morning. Or maybe I should say first on the list of the people I have here is Ishioma, agah, ineh. Ishioma, good morning. How are you?
Good morning and welcome to CROSSFIRE today.
All right. I have another very interesting person joining us in the studio this morning, and we will be running the show together. Let's quickly meet Avann Harvey. Avann Harvey, good morning. How you doing? Avann Harvey is a social political commentator, and we definitely will be talking to him and finding out about a couple of stories that we'll be dealing with on the show today. And then the fourth person with us in the studio is somebody you're very familiar with, and I'm very sure you will enjoy, or you have been enjoying, his very thorough, in-depth analysis when it comes to national political matters. Benga, good morning. How you doing?
Morning, Dapo. Nice to have you.
Great. Now, you all agree with me that the show promised to be a very interesting one, and so we will go straight into the business of the day, and we will take just our first story, and that will lead us into touching a couple of all the stories that we have probably had to talk about in the course of the week. And so, don't forget, we told you last week that it's going to be our Feedback Friday. So on Feedback Friday, we definitely will be talking about what we talked about on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and new stories. And then so we will do just that on the show today. Now, quickly, Buhari is giving instruction, to the Nigerian police force to recruit 10,000 police officers, in addition to about roughly 320,000 police officers that we have in Nigeria. And we talked on Monday very extensively, and the discussion is focused on the fact that, we try to really know, do you think Nigeria is under policed? And I gave I just opposed it, with a neighboring country, a country that is just about 1/7 of Nigerian population, and that is Ghana. Ghana is a population of maybe roughly 30 million people, and they have 1 million police officers. And I told Ishioma to do that ratio. What's the ratio of one police officer to, a particular set of people? And then Nigeria, with a population of million people, 170 million people, we have 320,000 police officers. And the president is giving instructions that we should employ 10,000 in addition to what we already have. Benga.
I would say it's a step in the right direction, okay. And it's a fact that the Nigerian police and the Nigerian population is grossly under-policed. We need more men in the Nigerian police. But having said that, 10,000 is a step in the right direction. We should also look at the training and welfare, the quality of this new recruits.
No, my concern, Benga, is
that will be what exactly
obtains in all other developed countries of the world.
But
don't you think it should be? You should benchmark. You should just do on a paper or a paper analysis and ratio, say, I think, in form of ratio, and say 1 police officer to 20 people or 1 police officer to 200 people.
There's a United Nations standard to that, but we don't have the resources yet. So 10,000 is a step in the right direction.
Does that mean we have to employ foreigners?
Let me talk. You say we do have the resources. Yeah. And you have a situation where there are accommodation. The ones we have, this 300,000 we have at the moment.
We have resources.
They're not well taken care of. So let's talk about the facts that matter. Are they fit for purpose? No, a lot of them are not fit for purpose. You get a high school dropout, you give them an AK-47, the minimum they earn is, how can police
25,000.
officer earn 45,000 to 50,000 in a month. It is grossly inadequate. You post him from Zamfara to Lagos with his family and you expect him to survive. You put him in the scorching sun in a black uniform.
The issue
We
of
need
the
to look
police
into
sector,
the welfare
I
of
know
the
that,
men
I know that very
of
true.
the
We've said
Nigerian
that on
police
the-
force.
we've
Let's take
said
care
that
of them
on the
well.
program,
And
Benga.
then...
No, we're not disputing that.
Yes.
But look, the greatest challenge of Nigeria today is security. And I'm very sure you'll agree with me. While we're commending the government for the proposed recruitment of 10,000 people, we are saying that that figure is still low. We need to address security challenges because without security, you do not have a nation. So it's not just about recruiting 10,000 people, at least to a large extent. Let the number of people you're recruiting be able to juxtapose the population of the nation. While that is being done, then you're also looking at increasing their welfare.
All right.
Also,
let's quickly take it. No, I want you to take it from the angle I quickly want to say. Now, Nigeria being a democratic country, I mean, and now, don't forget that the position or the responsibility of the police in a democratic society is a very sensitive one. Yes, we don't need the soldiers, the Navy, and the Air Force to man, our immediate environment. We need the police. The police, that is the immediate responsibility of the police. Now, if we now have a situation where all of us know, don't let us undermine the fact that, I mean, we cannot even probably appropriate the ratio right now. 320,000 police officers to 170 million people. It's something very, I mean...
My take on the issue is it's commendable that the federal government has come out to say, to recognize or to accept that we are grossly under-policed. 10,000 to be recruited, that is commendable. But the issue I have with the Nigerian society that is also affecting the police is that who are these people? The character of people that are employed to police Nigeria. You understand? Elsewhere, for you to be a policeman, your background check from your childhood. Are you prone are you inclined to crime? Can you become the criminal?
Yeah. What is your record? What is your past record?
These are issues.
Have you been jailed
before? These are issues our government should take very seriously. Because I understand that most of the policemen we have there, due respect to many of them, don't actually qualify to be policemen. Because most of them just become a policeman out of
frustration.
lack of nothing to do. Yeah. Because the interest is not there. There are so many Nigerians that naturally they are police already, naturally, because their perception, the way they reason, the way they do things, they understand security. They are naturally wired to be policemen. But those ones don't get access. You understand?
Now, I was trying to even, I was trying to even check. Will the Nigerian police or the federal government put out there, what you should have as qualification? What is the minimum qualification of the people that you really want to employ? The 10,000. The only thing they just said is that don't exploit people, don't collect money from them. That's all that we have heard. But nobody is saying, okay, out of these 10,000, we're employing 7,500 graduates who we can deploy into the intelligence in the Nigerian police. At least break it down. Are you bringing 10,000 people to just join the Nigerian police without, coming in to actually block a loophole or do
also
something?
Verification and background check. Those things actually done? Because we know that the issue of verification and background check happens majorly in the private sector. Yeah. But for the public sector and then, a very prestigious institution like the Nigerian police, do they really have that time to say, okay, let's go back to your university to verify your character? Were you a cultist back then in school? What records did you hold in school?
Even the ones that are in service today, even the ones that are in service today, nobody is doing. I don't know the last time the government probably consider checking the lifestyle, of the
some of those
Nigerian
police
police officers.
Mind you, we
Who
also
are
have
they?
ghost
Who are
workers
they? Who
amongst
have
the
they
police
become?
force.
Exactly. And that's
Miscreants
why, for a
posing to
very
be
long
policemen.
time, somebody who is not a full-fledged police officer will disguise to be a policeman for 10 years, for 15 years, and you will not
Exactly.
detect. I mean, it
Because
just shows
no
that.
proper data.
Like most things that are wrong with the Nigerian system, the police cannot exist in a vacuum. They are also a victim of the system, that Nigerian system. But hopefully things will change. I mean, it's a step in the right direction that Mr. President has said they should increase. The recruitment happen every year, but there's a surge in the number.
Recruitment
we
hasn't
also,
really happened for the past 2 years.
I am
You know
very
why?
sure.
There hasn't
Wait,
been
I
for the
slightly
past 2
disagree
years.
with this
Recruitment doesn't happen
this
every
statement that is a good step in the right direction.
I
Do
mean,
you know,
you
every
have
time
the
you have been
police
saying it,
academy
hold on,
in Woodville,
every time you
in
say it,
Kano.
something in
Do
my
you-
spirit
do you
just
know
repels
that
statement. Because I really still don't know what informed the federal government to come up with the figure 10,000 to come and do what? What are they coming to join the rest of the? Yeah. Why 10,000? Why not 100,000?
That they are recruiting
What is-
at all is commendable. You understand?
Because there hasn't been recruitment for the past 2 years.
Well,
There.
No,
Even if
there's
we
a-
are not
there's a
there,
police
we are not
academy.
there where we ought to be. We need to do a need assessment. Where are we now?
That
Where are
is
we
what I'm
coming
saying.
from?
It
Then
is
where are
the
we
need
going
as
to?
oh,
The thing
Ave,
is,
God bless you. It is the
we
need
need-
assessment that should inform the number. Not the
But you know what I am
number, not
thinking?
giving us a number first.
You don't expect the federal government to employ, for instance, 1 million policemen one day.
Exactly.
You understand? So
It has to come gradually.
Now they have
But now,
realized.
You're
could it
just
be-
starting with 10,000.
Yes,
right?
of
But
course,
could
it's
it be
commendable,
that
it's
the
commendable.
government, they also have plans to implement state
commendable.
policing? Could it be that they have plans to implement
There-
state
anyway,
policing?
I don't-
it's
So
off
maybe
the-
that's
it's
why
off
they're
the
taking
list.
it
We're not-
gradually.
No, we're not
Right now,
for
that
it.
particularly
That is
has
far.
not been.
No, the issue of state police is a very
sensitive
controversial
one,
and sensitive.
yeah.
Sensitive
All right,
issue.
let's move. Let's quickly. Don't forget, it's our Feedback Friday, and we'll be touching on virtually all the issues that has been treated on Crossfire this week. And so we've been talking about, the policed, country that we have in Nigeria. And interestingly, the federal government from Benga's statement is taking a decision and it's in the right direction. And anyway, if 10,000 is just going to get the job done, we will know since the recruitment process is already started and is out there. So if you're interested in becoming a Nigerian police, this is your opportunity. Go out there, get registered or apply and do the necessary things, and let's see how far we can go with that. All right, let's quickly go to our next story. We talked about the internally displaced persons, their security, their welfare, their education, their vocation, and everything that has to do with the internally displaced persons. Up till now, we have a total estimate of about 1.8 million Nigerians who have been internally displaced, and we have a lot of things that are really been responsible for this. We have the insurgents in the northeastern part of Nigeria. We have flooding in so many areas. As at yesterday, flooding is taking Kano away. Kano is under a very, very terrible situation. And it rained yesterday just for about 45 minutes in Kano, and the flooding that was experienced within that space of time was enormous, and it's building up, and we will know what's
so
up.
beyond the insurgency, there are other factors responsible for the high number of IDPs.
Yeah, communal clashes.
Yes, communal
environmental
clashes, flooding,
degradation.
environmental degradation, like
Even
erosion in the north,
poverty can
in the
make-
southeast.
can result to
And so
displaced
many
persons.
Now they built temporary camps for these guys. Now, I was saying that NEMA gets deployed because these people have been internally displaced. Their houses have been burnt, and their means of livelihood has been taken away by for one reason or the other. But the point is that we have a temporary location where these people are living. And then over time, Benga, we have had records of rape cases. We have had death cases because people are not well taken care of in the camp. And I still wonder why a rape will happen in a temporary camp where children are being kept, and the people who are susceptible to these occurrences are actually the teenagers amongst them. Maybe these men come around the camp and then they tip them with like 500 naira or 100 naira, knowing fully well the deplorable state of their psyche, and they've been affected everywise, psychologically, socially, mentally, physically. There is so much, that these people are going through, and yet we don't have an adequate and holistic approach to taking care of them in that camp. Avann, Avann.
Yeah. Well, my take on the issue of the IDPs, they have become so vulnerable, not by their making.
Yep.
Some natural causes, some man-made causes, like what we have in the Northeast. Good. Nigeria is just waking up. Before this period,
They've been sleeping.
you see flood-ravaged community, 2 months, 3 months, no government, even local government or even the state government will even be aware of such a thing has happened. Now, I want to commend NEMA because they tend to be very, very, very responsive to issues of flooding, issues of insurgency. Beyond that, beyond just caring for their physical need, like clothing, housing, and food, we don't pay premium to the psychological trauma.
Yes.
True.
We don't pay premium to their mental trauma. There's a very good case in Edo State where more than 900 persons were brought from the Northeast to a village near Benin. For more than 2-3 months, nobody was aware of it until some social media activists went there and snapped pictures and started talking on social media before the Edo State government became aware.
Wow.
People are in this place.
Even
For how many
the whole
months?
state
How
government.
possible is it that people will be brought from the northern part of the country due to insurgency, and the governor of a state will be
Would not
unaware?
know.
How did they get that place
right.
to live?
This
Who
way-
has been
the-
feeding
the
them?
governor
Who
is
has been
supposed
taking
to-
care of
the
Let's
them?
governor, for
quickly go on a
instance.
short break. Let's quickly go on a short break. When we come back, it's still Feedback Friday, and we'll be coming with more stories on the show. Do stay with us.
So, did you like what you just saw? I know you did. It's very simple. If you want to see more, just subscribe to our channel right now.